Welcome, 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 everyone. I am Melissa Lambert, the owner and the CEO of Lambert Elite Consulting. I'm coming to you by Lambert Elite Consulting today, even though I'm also Lambert Legacy Financial. It's an honor to be able to grace the platform with Juanika Ballard, the CEO and the visionary of I Am Integrity. Welcome, Juanika.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I want to make sure that we are live on all platforms. So let me just kind of check to make sure we're good. We're good to go. I'm just happy today that we're kind of coming today to really hear what's going on with I Am Integrity, to really go through the phases of, this human trafficking that is going on as well. So I'm going to have you share with us a little bit about who I Am Integrity is, and just tell us a little bit about who you are as well.
Well, I Am Integrity is a nonprofit organization dedicated to saving youth. We want to teach youth about the importance and the power of integrity, accountability, and positive self-esteem, and also consequences. I Am Integrity is a community organization. We've been around since the brand itself. We started in January, but the work has been going on for a long time. By occupation, I am a Baltimore County police officer. And with that brings an opportunity and a wealth of having training and experience. And so I Am Integrity is built on trying to teach youth how to have integrity so that we can keep them from incarceration early or incarceration period, and to keep them from violence, keep them out of violence.
I mean, I love I Am Integrity. It was just so fun. Yesterday, I was talking to a business partner of mine who is also in the Maryland area, and she has a non-for-profit organization as well. And the first thing came out of my mouth was, I Am Integrity, because integrity do matter, right? And I truly believe that this organization is necessary, not just for the young people, but for us as adults as well, because these young people watch what we do and not only just what we say. So integrity matters when you say things. Integrity matters when you do things. Integrity matters when you even show up for things, right? So thank you so much for what you're doing. And we're talking about human trafficking. And I know I Am Integrity is hosting the second human trafficking event. Is a workshop that's going to be held on September the 28th, which is next 2 Sundays from now. Let me just make sure we're saying the right thing, right? September the 22nd.
Yes, that's correct. September the 22nd at 3:00.
At 3:00. So that's next Sunday. And it's crazy how, every time we do this event, we did it in July. And it's like so weird. I feel like Facebook or Instagram or anything on my phone, it's automatically bring up some type of child that is either abducted or missing in some way. I don't know why that is happening, like literally exactly around the time when we started promoting for this, I started getting a lot of alerts. This is something that's happening, and I want you to kind of touch base on why did you feel for us to actually do a second workshop on human trafficking, and why did you even decide to do something like that in the first place?
Well, listen, human trafficking, especially with youth, is something that has gone unnoticed or unspoken about for decades. This isn't a new thing. And the work that I've done and the interactions that I've seen with families, missing children, and then you find out that they are involved in activity. And sometimes they don't come back home. Sometimes you can't get them back home. The reason why you're hearing about it so much is because it's working. It's working. The awareness projects, the intentional education that's going on within the community, it's working. And so people are becoming more aware of the term and then asking themselves the question of, what does that mean? What does that look like? And it is up to small organizations, grassroots, things of that nature, is to give people the language to explain what's going on, and then to give the resources to prevent it from taking place. Kids, period, but especially in that area, is something that is a passionate cause of mine. Just from family and things of that nature, it is something that I know that I can help, that I can do something with it, and I can help people become more aware of it. And so we had the first workshop, and people were saying, man, I wish I could have invited so-and-so. I wish you could do that again. I want to pass it along, this information along to somebody else. And I have been asked several times from parents, like, what are you going to do for the parents? Well, this is for you. This is for you to have an opportunity to have a conversation with your young person. And let's pray that the reality of what's taking place, they don't even know anything about it. They don't know any friends that have experienced anything like this. That's what we want. But we want to start the conversation. It is necessary to start the conversation because it brings awareness. And if young people don't know that something exists that can hurt them, and they're not able to help a friend who may be in a desperate situation, then we're not doing what we need to as adults. If we don't talk about it and educate, then it'll never end. So we have to shine awareness. We have to shine light on the issue itself to bring awareness within the community and have things change within our government systems that give us the ability to make a difference, to make an impact. It's long gone to the days of like pimps and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but research has shown that there's a mentality, there's a mental impact that happens to someone who is a victim of that. We can't stand around and see that we have a problem and then just go, oh, we'll just let somebody else do it. And so I'm Integrity did not want to stand by and just let it go unnoticed. There are other causes, there are other issues in the world, but this is one that I have passion with, and the people within our leadership team have passion with as well. And so we want to make sure that we keep our young people safe. They're online a lot. So one way to give them that information is by bringing it to them on how they communicate anyway, online. It's an easy setup. It's on a Sunday at 3:00. For the most part, people aren't doing a lot of things, and most of the time we have sporting activities that are done for the day. So it gives a family a chance to have the information and then have the conversation.
And one of the things that I remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, you sent me a video of a young boy that was jumping on his outside of in his backyard, and a grown man pulled up in the backyard. And this grown man was a gentleman that this young boy, I think he looks like he was at least 12, 13. He was talking to this man via roadblock. And when I saw that, it shook to me because Chelsea and my nieces are always on that. When you saw that, Juanika, tell me, what was your thought process as a police officer, one, as a mother, two, with a son, and now as the CEO of I Am Integrity. Now we're talking about human trafficking. Tell me, what was your thought process when you saw that video of this young boy, and so thankful that he ran inside his house to tell his mother that it's the man that's asking for his number. And thank God the man didn't had sense to jump out the car to grab the kid off the bouncy thing that he was jumping on. So tell me your thought process when you saw that video.
So my thought process is that we are a community, or we're people who have to see it before we believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks quite innocent, right? It's creepy. It's creepy. But the child bouncing on the trampoline is not something that is bizarre, right? It's a normal act. But to have a grown man show up in a truck to your house because there are no restrictions on your game app and your location is shared. That young man also sent pictures apparently of his mother and was supposed to be introducing him to his mother. There was some language that was used between the older man. I'm not going to call him a gentleman. I'm not going to call him a gentleman because what that was an act of grooming. So he shows up at the house. He's supposed to have what they exchanged was a hot mom, and he had already sent pictures of his mother. So that was a conversation that mom has to have later about
Mm-hmm.
pictures being sent to him of her to a stranger, and then just that language. There are restrictions and safety mechanisms that can be placed on apps, but a lot of parents don't know. And when you download it, it is disabled. You have to go in and put those settings in place. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of parents don't know. Roblox is a pretty innocent game. I will say I've played with Roblox just trying to see what my kids are involved in. And it can be a little boring to me. So, but that's not something that I would want to sit and play because it's designed for kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed for young people. So for an older adult to sit there and, I mean, he knew he was talking to a child. There was not much question in that. It is to give parents when I saw, like I said, we live in a world where we got to see it before we believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And now technology is in place where you can see it and you can see how innocent that could have been. But we also, as parents, can recognize how bad that could have ended. Like what you said, having him snatch him off the trampoline. He was in very close proximity,
Yes, he was.
So we have to make sure that we do what we can to keep our kids safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent that to you because it struck a chord with me, because some people just don't know. They just don't know what they don't know. And so we have to give them that information. So I'm glad that whoever posted that, they put it on so that people can become more aware. Like I said, the mission is working. There are a lot of organizations that are doing work with human trafficking, especially with children. And they're giving the education. And I'm happy to be a part of something like that.
Yes, yes, yes. And I mean, I'm glad that we are, because I'm going to be putting something right now on a statistic website. This is futurewithoutviolence.org, human dash trafficking. And even on that website, Juanika, it tells us that, let me just, okay, that's future without violence.org, human trafficking. Even on that website, it says 21 million people are trafficked globally at any moment in time. 21 million. This is not something that is we're supposed to put, not talk about. This is not something that we shun from. This is not something that we just like it and just leave it or heart it. This is not an event that we don't show up to. It's free knowledge that I Am Integrity is given to the community at large. It also shows that women and girls accounted for 75% of trafficking victims. 75% of those 21 million people are women and young girls. So this is something that we should be alerted and awakened about, because we have to recognize when things need to be shared with our loved ones, with our friends, our families, with our colleagues, with those we like, love, and trust, even our haters. We may hate them that much, but we want to make sure they understand how to protect themselves and their families. So I'm going to ask you another personal question because as a officer, you have been in law enforcement for over 2 decades plus, and I remember you mentioned something about, being on the force and you seen these things happen. And I know that you're one of your colleagues that we do have on the platform. You can speak about even her, Miss Agnes, how she went to New York to find this one young lady. So in your practice, in your field, you hear these. You may not be a part of the department that find them, but you are alarmed by the information that you hear through the departments. Tell me, if you may share, what was the latest one that you heard of in your area of Baltimore or around your surrounding states, when it comes to human trafficking?
Well, I don't have any besides the ones that are seen on television where we just have girls who run away and they are found with grown men. There have been cases that have been prosecuted that show that someone has been a trafficker, and we're now prosecuting traffickers. So Detective Watson, she investigated a case that got a lot of publicity in California and surrounding areas. And that was that it was a young lady who was about 15 years old, and she was interacting with someone online with some sort of app. And that individual over time showed himself to be available, showed himself to be dependable, and someone who wanted to engage with her, which was appealing to her. And that person, I'm not going to call him a gentleman, showed up at her house after she had been exchanging information and disclosing her location ultimately. So he shows up at her house and convinces her to go ahead and go to New York. But when she gets there, she thinks that it's going to be a great opportunity and maybe a fun time, but it turns into something that is not what she wanted. He would not let her leave. The investigation, Detective Watson did an investigation, and she was able to locate where she was, and she was able to get other jurisdictions involved to go and rescue her, to reunite her with her family. So that was the power of it. And part of the investigation, my understanding is that he told her, or told the detectives, had you not come today, I had planned to take her to Puerto Rico and sell her into the sex market. Just a little bit of time, it saved her, just by the fast actions of law enforcement and getting there to her safety. It's a lot of times where young people, you go through that stage of feeling like your parents don't understand you, they don't care what you want, and you don't share with them the new people who you're interacting with, allowing your parents into something that they should be a part of, and they end up going out to have interaction, not knowing that that person has just been grooming them. That person has just been trying to get close with them because they understand the waiting game, and they have a goal in mind that is of ill intentions. So it may appear that it starts off as innocent, but that person, that trafficker, whether male or female, they have an intention that they're trying to carry out. The young person just doesn't know it. So it's important that we help them recognize the characteristics or behaviors of what grooming looks like, what traffickers look like, because they don't all look the same. They're not the, creepy guy with the trench coat, or the van that pulls up with candy. All those things are, it's not what it was. But they do come apart. They come across as charismatic, as appealing, as attentive, catering, and it's not what it is. It's not what it appears to be.
Yeah. And that's why, as parents, we need to be alerted. We need to be aware of what's going on with our children. Again, you are tuned into Melissa Lambert Live, and we are here with the CEO and the visionary of I Am Integrity, Juanika Ballard. And we are so excited because Juanika Ballard has decided to host another event through I Am Integrity. We're talking about human trafficking, cyberbullying, online safety, and criminal investigation. And that's going to be again held online. And it's going to be on Sunday, the 22nd, which is next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm excited because, again, we get to really share this information and be able to let the public know there is organizations such as I Am Integrity that wants to keep your children safe, wants to keep your family safe, wants you to be in the know. There's 21 million people globally at any time that is being trafficked, right? And 75% of those people are girls and women, right? So we want to protect our children. We want to protect our adults. We wanted to protect our parents. Our, elderlies are also, getting taken, right? They want to sell their organs on these black markets, right? So we want to protect ourselves. So thank you so much, I Am Integrity, for really always coming into the to share, to be a resource, and to be a beacon of hope for our community. So Juanika, let us know, where can we go to register for this event on the 22nd?
Well, you can go into IamIntegrityEvents.com. Once you go into IamIntegrityEvents.com, you will get an email that will give you the website and the meeting ID as well as the passcode so that you can gain entry into the workshop. We wanted to make it as secure as possible and to keep your information safe and keep everybody safe within the workshop itself. So once you register at IamIntegrityEvents.com, you will get an email that will give you the meeting ID as well as the passcode and the proper link in order to access the meeting.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I am integrityevents.com. I am integrityevents.com. And that event is happening next Sunday at 3 p.m. You don't have to leave your house. Just log on and listen to information, share it with a friend. And this same organization that we're supporting, I Am Integrity, please donate, be a supporter, be a person that wants to show forth integrity to your community and allow this organization to be a beacon of hope for the community at large. So Juanika, I want you to kind of now give us a little bit about how people can support I Am Integrity and why should they support I Am Integrity. So tell us a little bit more about I Am Integrity. How can we support you?
So you can support by going to IamIntegrity.com. I'm sorry, IamIntegrity.org, and we have a donate button. We utilize a platform called Zephy. So you can also visit IamIntegrity.info, and that'll take you right to the donation area. You can donate one time, or you can donate on a recurring basis. I Am Integrity is a newer nonprofit, but the mission is large and it includes keeping our youth safe, but also giving them the tools and resources that's necessary for them to be successful community members and successful adults. I Am Integrity is about community, meaning that we reach into the community in order to access the resources that we need, the partnerships. Those are what is important in order to make the organization operate best, to give young people an opportunity to interact with other organizations and other members of community where they can develop internships and learn to give back. I think that giving back is what helps us understand the importance of our community involvement, our place in community. And once we feel more confident in our place in community by giving back and having someone appreciate an act of kindness or your presence, increases the opportunities to continue to show integrity, to show kindness within the world. But it also gives them a platform and a way to understand that their decisions and their choices, they matter. We're in a time where funding is not, it's not a lot of funding right now. And in order to make these events and workshops possible, it costs money. It costs money to do that. And so we want to have you help donate so that we can impart and interact into the lives of young people, so that we're able to get grants and have grant writers and things like that. Those people have to be paid in order to obtain their services. So you can also follow us on social media. You can follow us on I Am Integrity NPO on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. We also have our I Am Integrity YouTube page that you can also follow us on. But again, if you'd like to donate, you can go to iamintegrity.org, and there you'll also be able to see a lot of the events that we've already participated in from January up until now. We've had some really lovely events, community events with young people and within the community that we participated in just a short amount of time. And they have been powerful and impactful events, just bringing people together and also giving young people an opportunity to see things in a different light.
I'm so happy to hear that, Juanika. I just want to make sure we did write it. I Am Integrity and NPO is the social media, correct?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to share this with each and every one of you today. One of the things that I love about I Am Integrity is that even though as new as we have made a big difference. We have also got a partnership, and I want Juanika to talk about it because she's wearing our gear right now. Tell us about the upcoming partnership that has happened, and it's going to go live this month with Champion. So tell us a little bit about our sports edition, why you decided to do an I'm Integrity sports edition, and then also what got you into the idea of saying, I want to also have some accessories, some clothing, a clothing line for I Am Integrity, and then you close a deal with Champion. So tell us a little bit about that, because I really want people to know who we are, what we do, not just only for the community by serving you guys, by showing you about the human trafficking, cyberbullying, and all the things we do in the community, but we are connecting a storefront where it's going to be online, and we want you to be able to participate. Wear us. The proceed that when you go and purchase these items and you're wearing them, guess what? You putting our name out there, but you're also supporting a child that is attending our workshop. You're supporting the cause around your Pennsylvania. You're supporting the cause here in Orlando, Florida, because we are a nationwide, right? Nationwide, everywhere in the United States. I Am Integrity will be shortly. So tell us a little bit about your partnership and also about the sports edition of I Am Integrity.
Thank you for actually sharing that. So this, what I'm wearing today, was made prior to our partnership. It's pretty nice. It keeps me pretty warm. But so we partnered with the Bondi Sports Apparel company. Bondi Sports Apparel distributes merchandise only from Champion. And so once Mr. Bondi heard about the organization and what we do, our mission, our vision, he wanted to help us. And Champion has a spectacular legacy and spectacular history for champions, right? Champions wear champion. And so we decided to partner together so that people can wear merchandise, just again, to start a conversation. People, oftentimes I wear this sweatshirt. The camera switched around. I didn't realize it. I wear the sweatshirt out or t-shirt or whatever, and people say, "Oh, what's I'm Integrity?" And that gives me a chance to talk to them about what the organization is and what we do. So having Mr. Bondi and Champion that we partnered with, the idea we started an online store that will go live on October 1st. On October 1st, we go live, and you can go on to that website and you can purchase t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, warm-ups, and performance tees, right? So I'm Integrity is just not limited to just our classroom or after school program, but I'm Integrity also has a sports edition. And our athletes are able to, wear that apparel, wear that merchandise, and wear it proudly. We have like I said, we have a sports edition program where we teach young people about integrity on and off the court or on and off the field. We want to teach them the importance of maintaining their integrity while they perform their passion. They love playing sports, and sports is filled with emotions, highs and lows. So we teach them how to respond when, the game isn't looking so good for them to win. How do they deal with that? How do they deal with fans who are a little unruly and maybe just a little bit rude, and other teammates or opponents who may respond in an adverse way? How do we maintain composure? How do we maintain poise and decency within ourselves? And also, how do we celebrate, but not to a point where it causes a big fight or big disruption, right? Your sport, your talent will show for itself. So we teach young people just how to manage those things, as well as the importance of the discipline in order to be better at the sport. You can't say you love basketball and the only time you play is on 2K. You don't love basketball. You like playing 2K. You can't tell me that you love football, but you don't do anything to train for it. Athletes who strive to be pristine athletes, they discipline themselves to eat properly, to get adequate sleep, and to get workouts outside of the season so that they can get better. So we teach young people about discipline, right? We teach them about respect for themselves. We teach them about showing up for practice and wanting to be a leader and setting an example for their teammates. And if everybody shows up at that practice as their best self, then it forces their teammates to do that as well. And so once we shared this information with Mr. Bondi, he was on board and wanted to do something to support I'm Integrity. So we talked about it and developed a partnership to get an online store so that people can purchase the I'm Integrity merchandise I'm Integrity merch. And then the proceeds from that purchase will go to I'm Integrity. So you're doing something where you're repping the gear, you're representing the organization on your clothing, but you're also giving back to the scholars of I'm Integrity. So what better way to make a powerful impact is it to share the brand and help change a life. So I love that partnership. I love the idea. And that's why we didn't want to miss the opportunity. We, got to get going to get it working.
I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait to October 1st to kind of go and get my gear as well. Quick question. Tell people when we do go live on October the 1st, where would they go? Would they still go to iamintegrity.org?
Yes. Then we go to iamintegrity.org and we'll go to the shop. That shop will send you to a link to our online store where the purchase can be made, and it will be delivered directly to you. So you'll put your information in there. The store, there's a multitude of colors I mean, the color scheme is crazy. The options that people have in purchasing that merchandise, and everybody don't want a white shirt or a black shirt or whatever, or just gray. So we have other options in place that gives them the opportunity to pretty much customize how they want to represent I Am Integrity. Where you want to do it with a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a warm up or a performance gear, or maybe just a hat. So they have all those options, and we can get it in different colors, except for the hat. The hat only comes in white.
I love that we have another stream of income for I Am Integrity. And, some people say, well, I don't want to donate. Well, you can buy a shirt for your child to remind them to have integrity, right? You're going to go support somebody else buying a shirt, buying a sweatshirt, buying some pants or whatever that you're going to buy. Why not buy something that has a meaning to it? Don't just have these kids wear these shirts with skulls and, blood and all that. Give them something to wear that reminds them who they should be. They should be a person of integrity. And, with our slogan says integrity because integrity matters.
Yes.
I am integrity because integrity matters. So when they're wearing this shirt, they're reminded that integrity matters. They're reminded that we say that we put the I there because we want them to recognize and identify to the fact that they are integrity. So please, 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 once October 1st come through, I would love to see that I Am Integrity bringing about good $10,000 a month just only from our store. Why? We shop for our children, for our families, for everybody. Shop and donate something, wear something, and know that what you're wearing is going to go to a greater cause when you use that. Prime example, we go buy Jordans, we go buy Nikes, we buy all these things, but we don't know what's behind their cause. But this right here, you see, this is the CEO and the visionary of I Am Integrity, Juanika Ballard, and she's making a difference in the lives of so many there in the York, Pennsylvania and the Maryland area. And we're going to definitely move this across the United States, and come January is our 1-year anniversary. And we're going to do something big in the different states. And we want everybody to get their shirts because we want to make sure we take pictures in different states and, post it on our Facebook and showing us that, you are supporting us. So we're going to gear up for our 1-year anniversary. And that entire month, we're asking everybody to wear the gear and support I Am Integrity. So, Juanika, I'm so thankful for you and what you're doing in the lives of these great young people and making a difference. And I want to ask you one more thing, because we're going to go through our season where we're going to start our after school program, and we want to do something within the schools. So tell us a little bit about what can someone expect, knowing that they're going to be supporting us, but they're not able to be at the school program and see what we're going to be doing. Tell us a little bit, not much, but just a little bit about what can someone expect when they actually come to our workshop or come to our after school program when you're actually teaching that program for our young people.
So the program involves classroom instruction. We have to show them or tell them what it is that they need to learn. And then we have activities that are making it practical so that they can see where they can learn what integrity is first, and then they can have activities that will kind of bring that home. People learn differently. They learn by seeing, hearing, and doing. And so we want to cover all those bases so that that concept sticks. That's the basis of it. We classroom learning, give you the information, and then an activity that follows up on it. They get homework too. It's not dire homework, but they get some homework too, because they want to look for, we want them to have opportunities where they look for acts of integrity either by themselves or from others in the community until we meet them again.
And that to me is what's needed, and it just like they have to go to school, Juanika, and learn about history, learn about science, learn about math. Why are we not teaching integrity? I mean, you see it all the time, Juanika, where these kids are on these streets and they're now being incarcerated because of bad choices. The choices, the chance, and you're going to be doing an event soon on October the 5th, the C3, the chances, the choices, and the changes we make. And we're going to talk about even integrity in that matter, as how integrity matters through the choices we make, through the chances we take, through the changes we do as well. So we do want to be able to bring this format into a school, into the school setting, into a classroom setting. Why? That's how they learn. And we got to bring that to them so they can understand the two. When you leave your house, leave with integrity. When you walk through the doors of the school, walk through the doors with integrity. When you have a conversation with your friends, have it with integrity. When you're now making a decision, have it with integrity. When you are thinking about doing something with your friend who you know that choice may not be right, remember integrity. So I love that we're doing that for them. And so as we wrap up today, you all see we are here again talking about human trafficking. That was the main topic, but this is brought to you by I Am Integrity, and we were just sharing with you a little bit about who we are, what we do, who's behind it. I Am Integrity, Juanika Ballard. And we're bringing something great to you on September 22nd at 3 p.m. You can actually go register at the IamIntegrityEvents.com. We're talking about human trafficking, cyberbullying, online safety, criminal investigation. If you can really quickly share the two speakers that we will have on that day, Juanika, so they can know this is not only you or me, but we do have two experts that will come on and share their knowledge as well.
Yes, we'll have Detective Agnes Watson from the Rialto Police Department in California. We'll also have Miss Candace Burke-Parrott, who is associated with the Maryland Human Trafficking Task Force, as well as Armentas and Freshwaters. So these ladies, they spend their life's work in helping young people and helping victims to get out of bad situations and giving them resources in order to help them move to the next step. Detective Watson loves working with young people. She's been doing it for a long time, and she got promoted to detective. So she investigates cases that are all the missing people that take place in Rialto. And she's going to share a case study with our listeners about how she investigated and was able to reunite a young lady with her family who was a part of the human trafficking situation. And Miss Burke-Parrott is a guru in this area. She spends her work in educating young people about human trafficking. She's in the schools, and so she teaches them the information, the language, and things to look for. So this isn't like one time or like her first time doing this. This is what she does. This is what she does. She educates young people, and so she's able to relate to them in areas that some can't, and she's also able to give them information so that they can be aware, so they can stay safe.
Yeah,
so we got goats here.
Greatest of all times. That's what I'm talking about.
In the game.
We are here, guys, and I'm so thankful for you, Juanika. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here on today. Any last statements before we head off? Do you have any last statements to share about I Am Integrity? Let me just put again our website here for your support. Any last statements before we jump off today?
Just please go donate to I Am Integrity at IamIntegrity.org or IamIntegrity.info. We are so appreciative of the people who have been making donations, some continuous donations, recurring donations, people who have reached out to us to say, hey, I have resources, or I have information, or I know somebody who knows how to do certain things that will be helpful to us. We are grateful for those people who help spread the organization, the information about the organization. Well, I'm really looking forward to the workshop on October 5th, as well as the Youth Summit on October 26th in Severn, Maryland. I think it's going to be a great time. Our event on September the 22nd, I'm very excited about that because it gives us a chance to once again make sure that people are informed and they have information about the organization. So go follow us, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and spread the word and be a part of a move that is going to change the trajectory of our future. We're going to teach young people about integrity, and we're going to do it with passion.
That we are. So again, thank y'all so much. Thank you again, Juanika. Thank you for those who watch live and those who will be watching the replay. I am your host, Melissa Lambert, the CEO and the visionary of Lambert Elite Consultant, as well as Lambert Legacy Financial. And, this is our Women Emerge Network broadcast. And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that always follow. Always, he is here with us, always support us, continue to do that. We have work to do. We believe in our community. We believe in our young people. We believe in our families. And we want each and every one of you to understand that we're here because we know that integrity matters. We're here because we want to be able to see that you and your children have the best information and all the resources that's needed to help you succeed. So thank you again, Juanika, Ballard, for being here. Until next time, y'all, take care, take charge, and continue to be great. Bye for now.